Hi, guys. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast. We really appreciate it. Just a heads up, with COVID-19 going on, we all recorded remotely, so the audio can be a little bit sketchy at times. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, but just bear with us as we go through this. We're trying to keep our social distance, and so that's what it is. I hope you enjoy it. Our studio sponsor is Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid. Thank you so much for supporting us and signing on again for another 3 months. You can reach them at 532-6600 or irvines.com to schedule your service. They're located on Stafford, just east of 131 off 44th Street. They're a veteran, woman-owned company, and Megan and Jamie do a great job in the front office to take care of you, and the guys in the back are amazing as well. They do fix domestic, Asian, and, of course, hybrids, and started working on Mercedes and, I think, Mini Coupes. So check them out. Again, 532-6600. Please support the sponsors that support the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Our next sponsor is Michigan Insurance and Financial Services, Jackie, at 269-569-6127 or Jackie at MIAFS.com, is an insurance agent. What she does is she takes your information and she shops different insurance companies to get you the best price for what services you are needed. She saved me $70 a month. And honestly, at least once a year, you should be doing an insurance audit and making sure that you are getting the best price, especially as a rideshare driver. And especially during these hard times, you need to save as much money as possible. So please reach out to her, 269-569-6127. That is her cell phone, or Jackie at MIAFS.com. All right, guys, enjoy the show.
Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. On your video, why am I hearing an echo somewhere?
Who doesn't have theirs muted?
Mine is on.
Somebody's muted because I keep hearing myself.
It's not me.
Oh, it might be me. It's me. I'm a dumbass. Twitch was... Sorry. I apologize. All right, let's... Twitch was head sound. So sorry about this. So as you can see, this is kind of a different setup than we normally do. We are all in separate places, kind of in support of everyone that has not been able to rideshare drive because of the coronavirus. So we're just kind of decided to stay away, and we kind of put this together. And so hopefully things go okay. This studio is sponsored by Irvine's Auto Repair. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. We really appreciate your support. So we're just going to get right in it. Obviously, on your screen, you can see Jesper in the right-hand corner. You can see Pete in the middle, and Double Sam. Double Sam.
Double Sam.
I mean,
double trouble.
Yeah, one's bad enough, but geez, two. Oh, I heard that sigh. So we're going to do our best not to talk over each other. Obviously, there's a little bit of delay being outside the studio. But, yeah, let's just kind of talk about stories. Jesper and I both have any. Yeah, Jesper and I both say nothing. It's Corona time. Pete, you don't have any?
Last Friday was slow, like deathly slow. It was really bad. And then Saturday, which was supposed to be Irish on Ionia, actually ended up being really busy. Anyways. Well,
oh, Irish Ionia did, even though they canceled it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I was loading some Laugh Fests up over by Tavern on the Square, and there was a line out the door. I'm like, Oh boy. Shireen. Sorry. Hi, Shireen. She can't even hear you.
Hi, Shireen.
You got headphones on. Sorry, Pete's wife just walked in.
So,
But anyways, so they were like bumping music. There was lines out the door. And I'm like, oh man, isn't there some sort of recommendation to not be in groups of more than, what was it? I think at that time it was only 250.
yeah, it was 250 at that point.
Yeah, it was.
And then I think it was Monday night, they changed it to, no, it was Tuesday. Tuesday, they had to close everything by 3:00 for dine-in.
Yeah. So this night is going to be obviously heavily focused on that, just how it's affected the rideshare industry. We definitely have, other things to talk about. But as far as driving, we got nothing. I not quit, but I started my lawn mowing job, according to John, yesterday.
It is lawn mowing, bro.
It is a what? What was that?
It is lawn mowing.
No, it's not.
You drive over the grass.
That's true. I do push it down with my big tires. So I stopped driving as soon as kind of the virus thing kind of came around. Couldn't have been great. It's great timing for me because I was able, to start my regular job. And so, yeah, I haven't driven at all. Sam, what's your big news? Sam's got AT&T internet.
Everybody in the Telegram chat already knows, but for the rest of you, I have been on lockdown at work. We've been working from home all week. And yesterday, we found out it was mandatory to work from home. And then today, we got a lovely email saying that someone in our office has been exposed. So we all have to go under quarantine.
Oh, man.
So does that mean they've tested positive or just that they've been exposed?
No, that somebody tested positive.
Okay.
The last time they were in the office was March 12th.
I kind of feel like they should tell you who it is, or maybe through the grapevine you find out.
Can't.
So, yeah,
I was thinking that too when she was typing it, and she said that they wouldn't say who it was, and I'm like,
oh,
kind of wish that was possible, but
she laughed.
All right, well,
No,
I think
didn't.
no, her voice is still here.
your camera.
Camera's
the
gone.
phone's still here. I don't know why my computer knocked me out.
I got you back
There we
in.
go.
I got
Maybe
you.
should- yeah.
I got you, girl. I got you.
Okay.
All right.
Got you.
So just want to talk about Telegram a little bit. Obviously, it's one of our favorite groups. We just added somebody recently. They always chime in and then they just disappear. John puts, gifs of butts up and then it just goes to shit. Crazy. But yeah, you can check out our Telegram group, download Telegram, and then click on the link in the description on Facebook or YouTube. And then you can join our group. And it's been heavily focused on coronavirus. I tried to steer the conversation about a week ago, but basically everyone told me to fuck off, and they just kind of did what they own. I don't know. It's just getting a little depressing a little bit. I'm kind of overwhelmed with all the corona, even though we're going to talk about it tonight, but it has to do with rideshare driving. But reviews, please leave us reviews on Apple Podcast. That would be great. We did not get one recently, so we did get a notice from somebody who was commenting today on the GR Rideshare Adventures page.
So that was are you talking about Janet from New Zealand?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so she was kind of cool. She was asking, she was an Uber partner from New Zealand. She was asking what that would be, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard. What would that be in her time? And I kind of asked the Google, and Google knew. And so, yeah.
I was looking at the timestamp, and you answered that pretty quick, and I was like, "Damn, Jesper is really good at time zone."
Oh yeah, it was all me.
Nice.
No, so that's I knew they were way ahead of us, but yeah. So 2 p.m. So hopefully Janet will join us if she hasn't already. So yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, New Zealand is. I mean, okay, here we go. Geography on the GR Rideshare Adventure. Okay, New Zealand is in Australia.
Just above it, yeah.
It's not even there.
No, it is.
So they're the wrong country. It's like an island floating off of it.
But it's close. Yeah. I'm in the general area.
Correct. Yeah. You're in the general vicinity
You're in
of
the right
Australia.
hemisphere.
All right. Well, with all this talk of coronavirus or COVID-19, we are having a picnic. It has not been canceled, so everyone can fuck off yet. We're still going ahead with it. I saw somewhere something canceled in June. It was something
the
Festival.
The Grand Rapids Festival, yep.
Yes, I saw
First
that.
time in 50 years.
I'm like, why are we canceling this in June? Do you know something that we don't?
Well,
I mean, the president has said it could last until August. Who knows?
It better not, because then my Denmark trip is gone and I can't handle
Your
that.
Denmark trip is probably already gone.
Don't say that, okay? It's in July.
Did you buy insurance?
No.
Oh, fuck.
But
most flight insurance doesn't cover pandemics anyways.
It doesn't?
No. They'll work with you.
Wait, what if the airline's bankrupt? Do you get your money back? Oh no, then you don't get your money back.
But we are flying with British Airways. The chance of them going bankrupt is probably pretty slim.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, then I think we are talking about zombie apocalypse.
Right. Okay, I'm going to share this picture. This came early. This is a late entry. This is kind of going to get us started with COVID-19 talk and Uber. And so I'm going to pop that picture up. And basically, this kind of sums it up with how slow it is. Someone from the local group in Grand Rapids here said, if it gets any slower, I may get to the point where I'd pick up a baby smoking a joint. #ping. Oh my God, that's so true.
Yeah, it had me cracking up when I saw it.
Yeah, I was out this morning for like 2.5 hours. I went out at like just before 7, and I took 2 rides that I accepted and one that I turned down because I wasn't going to go to that neighborhood. And that was it.
Well,
and when you made like $4,
basically. Now, actually, the 2 rides that I got were both like almost 20-minute drives, so they ended up being pretty decent.
Yeah,
but I spent the rest of the day doing Instacart and then having Justin. Thanks, Justin. Do my brake pads and calipers.
Earlier, Pete said he was changing his brakes, so just to let you know.
Yeah.
Hey, I put the tire on one side and I tightened the lug nut.
Did you put the lug nuts on right?
Maybe. Actually, Justin put them on. I just tightened them up.
Oh, geez. Well, I know they're on right then.
Wow.
So, Pete, why don't you tell us a little bit kind of how it's affected you? All 3 of us have, for whatever reason, have stopped driving. I mean, obviously for the COVID-19. I would slow down anyways, just due to the fact that I'm being back to work doing lawn care. But how has this affected you? I know you've been kind of been a little anxious about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real test is going to be this weekend. But judging from what I've seen so far from just the chat and being out this morning, it's bad. I mean, Sunday I was out for 6 hours during pretty decent time where you would normally make some good money, and I made like $30.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
So I spent Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday like just throwing apps at some places that I kind of wanted to put in apps anyways, but it was a little more motivation because it's currently untenable. And food delivery, I think if you can get your slots, has been okay. I know Gabe's been doing all right with it. But like I don't sign up for slots and I just have DoorDash, and I haven't had an area turn red all week so far.
I talked to one of my friends today, and he's back doing Uber Eats a lot.
Yeah.
He made $900 last week. Not full time, but you know.
Pete's eyes just lit up.
It's not bad. It's a lot better than the last time I tried Uber Eats.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend people, and unfortunately, it's probably happening, but well, fortunately or unfortunately, is just to do food delivery, Grubhub, sign up for whatever you can. But I think, unfortunately, in about 10 days, that that's going to be pretty saturated. And if you can't get blocks, then you're kind of shit out of luck. Although,
don't you think people are going to slowly stop using it? I mean, they can't keep eating. I mean, I guess they can.
This is America, yo.
No, I know, but there's no more money, right? Oh, now we lost it. Now she lost the other one.
She's making me work tonight. Like, I got to go to a different screen to add her ass back in. I don't think she realizes that it took a dump. Anyways.
We don't want to listen to her anyway.
I honestly think it will continue.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people, especially my family, we're not eating out right now just because we don't want to not expose ourselves. I want to kind of change the verbiage. Like, I don't want to expose others. I may have it. I don't want, like I told my dad, please don't go out. My mother-in-law, please don't go out. Like, you're vulnerable. So that's more what I want to do. But, I mean, I think it'll stay busy for a while, honestly. I mean, people love their junk food. So.
No, that is true.
Well, not only that, but I think all of the major food delivery places are now doing zero charge for delivery.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I know Uber Eats is doing it, DoorDash. I'm pretty sure Grubhub is doing it.
And for the riders who happen to be listening in, please remember to tip. In this times particularly, it is extra important that you put in those tips, both for the restaurant, but certainly also for the riders. For the drivers, sorry.
Yeah, Pete, have you tried Postmates? I know that's something where you don't have to have a block. And I know Grubhub you don't either, and it might be okay right now because it's so busy, but usually Grubhub without a block is just garbage runs. But
yeah. No, I haven't. I'm not signed up for Postmates yet, so I will have to try that.
Okay. Where we're at here, sorry. Just got tons of tabs going on, but so we're gonna jump into our studio sponsor, Irvine's Auto Repair. Jeez, freaking crap! What are you doing, Sam?
Oh, I can't. Mom is running it in the kitchen. I'm running her room. I'm running it on my phone and my laptop, and my internet can't handle it.
You can tell Mom she can slow her roll and just play with the cats for an hour.
Yeah. Good luck on that.
Anyways, Irvine's Auto Repair, they're located on Stafford, just east of 131 off 44th Street. Man, they are doing their best to, deal with this COVID-19. And they actually are offering right now, they will come pick up your car, wipe it all down after they get out. So basically, it's a delivery service. They will come pick up your car if it needs to be repaired or maintenance or whatever and come back and take the necessary precautions. I don't know exactly the steps they're taking, but definitely something to look into. But we super appreciate them supporting us. They fix Asian, domestic, some Beamers. Not that a ton of us have Beamers. Who just deleted my rundown? It just disappeared. Anyways, so you can call them at 532-6600. It's gone. Whatever I was looking at on the Google Docs that somebody just deleted. Whoever did that, can you please undo that, please?
It wasn't me.
Okay, I got it back. I'm sorry, Irvines. This has been a terrible ad spot. This is why I do them at the beginning, too. So, check them out, 532-6600 or irvines.com. Megan or Jamie will take care of you. You can schedule online. They've been supporting us for a couple of months, or more than like 6 months. So they
do awesome work.
Awesome work. They do a great job.
So Janet is on Twitch. And she says that she's from New Zealand. It's its own country. It's about 4,100 kilometers east of Australia. She said, I've learned
heaps
from your podcast.
That must be a new
big thank you. Sorry. Been Uber driving since December 1st of 2019. Almost 1,300 rides, 4.93 stars. I work full time.
Wow.
Hey, awesome.
I'm loving it. Yep.
Welcome, Janet. Welcome to the group. And remember to join us on Telegram.
Yes, definitely. I don't have the links in, I don't know if I can do that in Twitch, but yeah, join us on Telegram. That'll be great.
Yeah, download the app first and then go to the website and join the app through there.
Are you there, Sam?
I am now. I had to turn the data off my phone, but yes.
Okay, your screen
I
is
turned the Wi-Fi off.
okay. Your screen is frozen, so I just wanted to make sure. Do you want me to take your articles, or you got it?
I got it. I can see them.
Okay, we're gonna jump into rideshare the news, and Sam's got the first one.
Frozen picture.
Sorry.
Well, oh well. Uber and Lyft issued coronavirus warnings, but some drivers feel left in the lurch. So, this has been rough for a lot of Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. I mean, with business being down, for a while there, we didn't have any word from Lyft and Uber if they were going to do anything to help compensate us. It looks like they are, but initially, I mean, people who collect the bills don't care that you're an Uber driver and you can't work. That's just what it is. So.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing that's going on, it's ever changing. Megan from Irvine's actually sent me a message Tuesday, and I hadn't been on Facebook all day because I was at work, and I was like, oh shit, what happened? I'm like, what changed during the day that I need to freak out about, or be anxious about, or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely affecting drivers, and I'm curious with Janet in New Zealand, as she experienced those kind of issues as well, being super slow as far as just because people aren't driving. What do you guys think about when you see people getting on the drivers? And I haven't really seen it in the local group, but maybe Pete can speak of this, that are like, why are you driving? You're exposing yourself. You're exposing others. What do you think about that? As far as, does that piss you off? Does that?
Well, I guess for me, it's kind of like, it's not a lot of other choice. I started doing this full time, knowing that there was going to be, risks of, your car breaking down or, something happening. So, which is, you want to diversify and have other options. And I think this is just another one of those things. I think as far as the riders go, most of them are pretty good, have been pretty, respectful, been very nice. I've had a couple who got in and they're like, where's your hand sanitizer? And I'm like, well, I don't know if you've been to any of the stores lately, but you can't buy nothing. Sanitizer, nothing.
They said, where's your hand sanitizer? Bring your own, bitch. Sorry.
Yeah. Actually, one girl gave me, she was like, she was really nice about it. She's like, where's your hand sanitizer? I told her I haven't been able to find any. So she gives me a couple squirts and, everybody had a good laugh. But I did have another couple who got in and the first thing they said was, where's your hand sanitizer? I said, I don't have any. There's no wipes in the stores. There's no sanitizer.
Yeah.
And it was a little quiet for the first 5 or 6 minutes of the ride. And then I don't know if they got over it and just started talking and being fine, but they didn't mark me down. I haven't gotten any 1 stars.
Well, are we supposed to, again, I go over this on and on, like, hey, I'm getting you safe. I understand what's going on, but clearly you're not that worried if you're riding. If you're that worried, why are you riding in a rideshare car?
I did have a girl, what day was it? Sunday afternoon, I think it was. I picked up her and her husband from the mall, and she rode with her head outside the window the entire
What the? Where's the video on that? I want to post that. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. I was just and she tried to, and she was super nice about it. And she kept trying to talk to me. And I'm like, I can't, you're like a dog barking in the wind. I can't hear you.
Please tell me you saved that video.
It was nuts. You know what? I think I formatted my,
son of a bitch. What are you, a rookie?
Too. Dang it.
So Emily Sears chimes in and said, I thought about buying a bunch of toilet paper and then giving a roll to each of my riders. That would be hilarious. That'd be a fun video too.
Good luck finding that.
Hey, my wife went to Aldi on Sunday and the store, there was 10 people in the store and it was fully stocked. So
we went to Aldi on Sunday.
All of the Family Dollars have it.
Yeah.
When I went to Aldi today, there was probably 10 packages of toilet paper left.
Well, I heard that they're monitoring that. It's there was somebody there that only lets you take 2, and then they're really hard on you if you try to take more.
There's a sign at Meijer saying 5. 5 minutes.
Why 5? Who shits that
mine is
much?
high.
Yeah, Myers changed theirs. Their signs originally said 5, but they crossed it out and put 2.
Oh, well, the hood Meyer still says 2.
So is it now 2 rolls or 2 packages?
Well,
Packages.
It's 2 rolls.
2 rolls.
So Janet says, still reasonably busy. Only 28 confirmed COVID-19 in New Zealand. 2 are in our area. All cases so far have come into country from overseas.
Oh, those freaking Americans.
Dang tourists.
All right, we're going to jump into the next article. We're going to talk about unaccompanied minors. You know, that's kind of left the Facebook Uber world as the unaccompanied minor, but this is just a quick article about it. It got posted early March, but the Uber for kids is going to happen, I think. Obviously, everything's been put on hold right now with all this going on, but I mean, I don't know why they aren't doing it. They love money. So why aren't you doing it? Maybe they're not willing to put.
Technically, they're still doing it. They're
Well,
already doing it. 'Cause
yeah,
they're not policing it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're never going to do anything about it. We go round and round, but I'm excited if they do it. I did a little poll, which not a lot of people chimed in on it, but I asked if you will you drive minors if Uber creates a platform for it, and it was 3-1 that yes they would. So
what you should have done is made 2 polls. The first one, will you drive minors if Uber creates a platform? Yes or no. And then the second one, or do you already drive minors?
well, it is I don't know if you can see who voted, but if it's if you can't tell, then I bet people would vote honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you guys think as far as on the team here? Would you guys consider doing it?
No.
No. Well, you hate kids anyway, so
I do.
I mean that's no surprise. But what about Peter, Jesper?
I wouldn't do it.
No.
Well, I don't drive in those times where it's really necessary. I don't even remember the last time I had somebody try,
Right. I'm just saying personally, if you were a full-time driver and you did drive during the day.
I probably would. Yeah, I mean, I would. I would take the extra training or whatever is required and do it. Yeah.
I do bitch about minors, but and when people say something like, well, how are my kids going to get to work or get to school or whatever, and I do get it, I do understand it, but I am willing to change too by saying, well, it's 2020, so the technology is there to do it, so let's do it. Let's do it the right way. Let's not try to skirt the system. No,
I don't know if I would do it or not. I've not made. I would have to do a lot of thinking, really, and just kind of depends on. It would probably be very situational too. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, and again, are you getting the same rate? I'm assuming you're going to get paid more. Why do I assume that Uber's going to pay you more?
I don't know.
I mean, why did that even come out of my mouth? Cece says, "Can I whoop them?" No, then no.
Well, unless it's part of the training, I guess.
You kick my seat again, I'm pulling this car over. I'm gonna whoop you.
Yeah. There's a right and a wrong way of whooping people, right? So if you do it right,
yeah, that's
open
true.
hand is a lesson.
Just don't leave marks, right?
Don't leave marks. What is going on? Oh my god. All right, we're going to jump into the next one, which another thing that kind of went by the wayside is the for Jesper,
the rate changes.
Yeah, the rate changes. And I for a while there I thought it was just Grand Rapids, but apparently they did it nationwide. Basically downtown ish is
so.
Go ahead, yes, Burr.
Well, sorry. I mean, you can talk about.
No,
it
you're good. Just wanted to give you some time.
So yeah, it's about as north as Leonard on 131, as south as I think that's Wealthy Street, and then that kind of quadrant-ish of Grand Rapids. In that area, it's what is it? 10% higher, and all around that is 10% lower, right? I don't even know because I haven't driven in the area, but
it's 10% higher outside. I'm sorry, 10% lower charge to the rider outside of the downtown area.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. 5% higher inside.
Yeah.
Can anyone share the link for the Telegram group and then in our private chat and put it in Twitch? I was just looking at our stats in our Telegram chat. We've had 53,564 voice messages.
Wow. That's a few.
816 shared links, 31 audio files, 29 files, 300 videos, and 5,000 photos. And 4,995 of them are butts. Maybe.
Anyway, so in this particular case, we were talking about, there was a gentleman called Mark. He was posting something on in the Uber Lyft rideshare group, and basically he was stating that he normally would do a drive 70-30 Uber to Lyft, but that would definitely be changing. He would start doing a lot more Lyft than Uber because a lot more of his rides originated from outside of the quadrant. So he was feeling a lot of this the change in a negative way. So from that perspective, again, I haven't driven since yet, so I don't know yet what it's going to look like. And I have so many comfort rides, so it doesn't really matter, right?
Hello.
No, so again, I don't know whether it's going to affect positively or negatively.
I've noticed that it's created and I don't know if it's because of this or not, but there's been a very weird surge outside of the core of Grand Rapids.
Really?
Almost at the same time that this changed. And it's not a real surge. It's not a sticky surge.
But what is it then?
It's you go out there, you get your $1.25 or $1.50, and that's it.
Oh, there's no rides there.
And that's the other thing is there's no rides when it's surging. I mean, it's not no rides, but
right.
You would expect if it's surging that it's going to be pretty much, one right after the other, but it's not been like that.
Right.
And this is even before, this is as of like Sunday night or Saturday night. So even before the bars closed.
Yeah, I mean, things are got to be messing with Uber's algorithm just because there's less demand, and I don't know, maybe their computers are freaking out or something like that, but
I'm just bummed the airport is in the outside area.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
The airport's in the lower 10%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this kind of came in just late before I stopped driving, so I didn't really have a good fit. But I would say most of my rides are outside that increased area. They're in the lower area, to be honest with you.
I think most of mine are honestly inside. I never had any problems getting any of those the quests, and so my guess it's all of them. We do have a couple of questions from Facebook. Basically, the big thing about this whole both CC and Rebecca is kind of talking about that and then hoping that this is not a real thing that's gonna stay forever, this rate change. But I mean, I guess we don't really know anything about forever, but it seems like it's a thing that's here to stay.
Well, so what I don't understand is there really wasn't any notice about it. It was just like all of a sudden. Usually they kind of give you like Whoopsies. Sorry about that. Usually they kind of give you like an email. This is what we're doing coming up next month. I feel like maybe I was wrong, but I feel like it just kind of dropped and we were like, oh, okay. I guess this is the new rates. So
they gave a notice, but it was like 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, was it? Did they?
All,
Maybe
yeah.
I don't know. Those notifications never clear. It had the same thing
Yeah.
about my registration for 3 weeks on there, and it wouldn't clear off, and I'm just stopped reading them.
I couldn't help but thinking that before that they had an awfully lot of. I mean, the quest was almost every weekend. You know, we had quests for, I don't even know, almost 2 months straight. I would think that we had every weekend, every night, Friday and Saturdays. We were making extra money. I was making $30-$40, you know, every time period extra.
Was that before this rate change came?
Yeah, that was just before the rate change came. That started. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why they did that. I don't know.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe that kind of the two goes hand in hand.
So we wouldn't be as pissed because we've been getting quests.
Maybe.
Yeah. All
What
right.
do you think, Pete?
You know, honestly, I never even realized that there were quests because I wasn't paying attention.
Pete.
I know. I mean, it wasn't until, I mean, I did notice this probably 2 weeks ago. I started like realizing, oh, I'm getting like quests. But before that, I wasn't even looking.
Yeah,
Wasn't paying attention.
I didn't really pay a ton of attention. I mean, if Lyft was really busy, I wouldn't deal with Uber on the quest because I mean, I'd rather stay busy than basically, you know, try to chase those quests. Because I feel like even when Lyft had the streaks, like right before I stopped driving, they had $25 streaks in the morning. I did eventually get 2 of them. But it's still hard because like everyone's trying to get that streak, so it's kind of like, oh, this is great. But
I've always felt like if you could get the rides on Lyft, you would make more money
yes,
than you do on Uber. But the problem is you don't get the rides.
right, yeah. Hang on, I'm doing something here. Sorry. Pete, why don't you jump into the ban on pool rides real quick?
Yeah. So the next article is Uber and Lyft drivers call for a ban on pool rides. And this is some sort of, it's from an independent drivers guild out in New York City. And they're calling for a ban on Uber pool and Lyft. I'm not sure what it's called. But basically
Yeah, I
pool
don't know.
rides because they don't want to get coronavirus.
But didn't they just announce yesterday that Uber is shutting down pool rides?
I heard that they were talking about it, but I haven't.
I've read it several places that they did.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did. This is the article that we are sharing is a little bit old,
Right.
just because we podcast every 2 weeks. But yeah, they definitely did shut them down. So,
But
Which
I don't
we
know.
don't have Uber pool here, so do they have it in
No.
Detroit?
I don't know. Did you hear the buses got shut down in Detroit too?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, the drivers, to be safe, they decided that they weren't going to drive anymore, just because of the virus going around.
Well, and the latest that I just heard today is Amtrak just got shut down.
Really?
No more Amtrak in Grand Rapids, yeah.
Amtrain or Amtrak?
Amtrak.
Okay, I just clarifying.
What is Amtrain?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
That's it. Yes, we made it up. It's a new thing.
All right. So,
And I think my biggest frustration about all of this coronavirus stuff is that everybody knows about it. Everybody knows what's going on. But I still see people like out in public. Like, really? Cover your mouth.
I know. I mean, but what if somebody like allergies are popping right now? I know that I've been sneezing a little bit more, but people definitely look at you like you have COVID-19 when you cough or sneeze.
I would care less. I would still care. I mean, I'm going to look at somebody if they sneeze by me. But if they at least make an attempt to like cover their mouth, okay.
Oh, so you're saying these people aren't making an attempt. They're just like coughing into
they're
the
just
air.
coughing like out there, or like just like sneezing, or like whatever. Like, oh,
So, oh, there she goes.
bye, Sam.
So did you call them out on it or just be like,
No, No.
Rebecca says, don't make me spray you with Lysol.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesper, for sharing that. I'm going to jump into the next article. Sam's having some internet issues. This is another thing, too. Uber is going to suspend the counts of drivers and delivery people affected by COVID-19, but it has offered financial assistance. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But, I mean, they have to. They have to, like, with all this going on. I just go back and forth with all these bans. In my head, I'm like, yes, this is going to help, but this is unprecedented.
Right.
Jesper's old, 45, and a little older than me, or maybe he's 46. I can't remember.
46.
Oh, you're an old fuck. But I like you just like, yep, that's me. But it just seems so weird. Like we're so used to having our rights to do whatever we want, and not that they've taken them away; they've just suggested it. But it just feels really un-American, doesn't it? Like.
We've said it several times tonight because these are unprecedented times. I talk to my family and then like almost every day these days, and it's crazy the things that's going on over there. It's such a small country. There's over 1,000 cases of COVID. People who are infected, and it's just the latest thing they did was they just banned groups of people, 10 people or more. Can you imagine? You can't get 10 people together in a room. That is illegal.
I know families that have more than 10 people.
and so it's just crazy, right? And you're right, Jason. This is just, yeah. Todd on YouTube was kind of alluding to the fact that he thinks that it's really crazy and everybody is very much overreacting all these things. And yeah, maybe they are. And I keep saying, I go back and forth too. It's like, well, maybe we should just let it ride out. We should just kind of get back to work and just kind of let it run its course and what would be best. And I don't know. I don't know what would be best, but I do know that we are being asked to do social distancing, and if we don't, who's to know that we're not part of the problem?
Yeah, I look at it like this, Jesper, and I know you don't have I don't know if your grandparents are still alive. But if you lived real close to them, would you be more cautious on going out and being like, "Ooh, man, I got to do my part to keep my grandparents safe"? I wonder.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's kind of one of those things where, you're not affected by it, so you're just like, it's fine.
Right. We just don't really know.
No,
right? We don't really know,
and it's hard for someone to tell you like, hey, you need to stay home, when we're like, F you, I'm an American, I'll go wherever I want. I'm not doing that, by the way.
You're
I'm
such
not
a rebel.
I know. I'm not doing that. I am doing the social distancing. I've canceled all podcasting other than remotely. So like I am doing my part, but it just seems so weird. Like I'm super scared if they say we're going to arrest you if you leave. Like that is like the next step. Not that I'm not trying to get in a rabbit hole with it, but
I was going to say we're not there yet, right? But yeah.
We've gone since Monday without another order, so I think or a recommendation, so I think we're improving a little bit. Cece said they said to keep funerals to 25. What the?
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, you died. I'd be like, whatever. Whoa.
Joker on Twitch says, I still think that is being blown out of proportion, but now I'm to the point of rather being safe than sorry.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Again, I definitely was in the same boat where I was like, it's fine. But now as every day a new order came down, so I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I got to follow the rules. So yeah. So let's see what else we got. I'm probably up. Ad. Sweet. This is our second sponsor. It's Michigan Insurance and Financial Services. They are my insurance carrier. Actually, Progressive is, but she is a broker, meaning she can get you quotes on so many different insurance companies. Call Jackie at 269-569-6127. And then you can email her, which I always get the email wrong. The last two posts, I've effed it up because MIAFS, I screw it up, but you can email her at Jackie at MIAFS.com. And she can get you a quote. I mean, you should get an insurance audit once a year anyways, and now's a better time. No better time than now with the shit going on. You probably need to save a little money, especially if you're a rideshare driver, if you're doing that as full-time gig work. So thank you, Jackie. All right, next up. I mean, there's a little humor in some of this stuff. We're trying to keep it light, so don't be offended. I don't know why I said that, but of course the old Uber Photoshop reared its ugly head again, and you can get a regular Uber for $34.02 or Uber no COVID-19. You can get it for $48.93. Which,
are you sure it's Photoshop though?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong.
It's only $14 for the safety and security of knowing.
I mean, what's your safety worth? I mean, come on. But
apparently $14.91.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Next up, Jesper is going to talk about supporting you during this coronavirus. Sam is actually kind of part of this now that she's been quote unquote quarantined.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about that, Jesper?
Sure. So this is Uber's latest addition to, I guess I don't know if it's addition to their terms or whatever, but they came out with a big announcement on the 15th, March 15th, and basically talking about how that they're going to start paying out to people who are COVID-19 infected or have been personally told by a healthcare professional that they are at risk for being affected, that Uber will cover their wages, or whatever we want to say, help pay for their wages for up to 2 weeks. So, and there's a big announcement on the Uber blog. You can go read that. But basically, the big thing is you have to have driven. Taken at least one ride 30 days since 30 days passed, so before April 6th. And what you get is an average of your earnings for the last average of your weekly earnings for the last 6 months. Sorry. And there's four qualifiers, or one of four qualifiers. You're either diagnosed with COVID-19, you're placed in an individual quarantine by a public health authority, you are personally asked by a public health authority or licensed medical provider to self-isolate due to your risk of spreading COVID-19, or your account is restricted by Uber as a result of information provided by a public health authority that you have been diagnosed or have been exposed to someone diagnosed with COVID-19. So if it's 1, 2, and 3, then you are required to fill out there's a special form that Uber has to prove that you are actually those 3 cases. But obviously, if Uber shuts off your account because of COVID-19, then they already know and they have already approved it, and they state that between 2 to 5 days, they will have your money in your account. So I think that's actually really cool, and it's very awesome that a company such as Uber steps up to the plate and kind of helps that.
I know I missed it because I was doing other things, but what is the time frame that they'll pay you for? Just for the quarantine?
It's 2 weeks, no more than 2 weeks. Financial assistance for up to 2 weeks, and basically there's some examples, and these are just examples. But basically, if your average daily earnings was $28.57 a day, then you can expect to receive $400 for 2 weeks. If your average daily earnings within the last 6 months were $64.28, then you can expect a check for $900. And then the last daily earnings was $121.42. And if that was what there was, then you can expect a check for $1,700. And again, that is a one-time payment for 2 weeks. And then what they say, what I like is nobody's gonna, if you qualify, you won't get less than $50. That's like the minimum you're gonna get.
$50.
Yeah. So that's for the people who are taking 1, 2, or 3 rides, that kind of stuff, right? Don't really drive a whole lot. But then what I also like what they say is this is the situation up until, what was the date? Hang on. April 6th. This is effective up until April 6th. At this time, we will reassess the situation and release a go-forward policy. So they're opening up for the fact that this may go on for a while. But that's that. Now, what they also do say at the end of the article, which is interesting, is that this is for individuals only. If a whole city or if a whole part of a city gets shut down because of a big outbreak, this will not adhere to those situations. There'll be special negotiations, special things coming out for that. This is just the individual drivers.
Oh, that's super interesting. I didn't know that. So if it's like a mass shutdown, they're not going to pay that. They're going to do something else. Or
no, then they're not going to go down and say, "Well, we're going to pay this amount to everybody who drove in this in like LA, for instance." No.
Oh, okay. So, well, that's good. I'm glad they're doing something. Go ahead, Pete.
I was going to say, did you happen to see what Lyft was doing? The article I read said that Lyft was going to do something also, but only if you were confirmed as having coronavirus. Whereas Uber will do it even if you're just quarantined by it.
I think the big thing is Uber will actually shut down your account, and that's the problem. So you're going to temporarily lose access to Uber for up to 2 weeks, right? Now, I don't know if Lyft is going to do the same. But I would assume so, right? But so if they do that, if they shut down your account because of COVID, they're gonna pay up, according to the rules we laid out earlier. And you can read a lot more on it. It's on Uber's blog, and the name of the blog is "Supporting You During Coronavirus." So you can kind of look that up.
I kind of feel Pete and Sam should go out to lunch. Pete needs a payday for 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Well, you guys can't go in a building because, they're all closed. Maybe meet at a park or something and just say, I've been exposed. Hopefully Uber doesn't listen to this so that I just fucked Pete. So, all right, Pete. Right. Well, we'll stay 6 feet away from them.
What are the kids doing in the park anyways? They should be social distancing at home.
That's right. Bad parenting. So Pete, I had to share this in the chat tonight because, car seats are one of the touchy subjects with Pete, and he has the worst luck with minors and in car seats. But this was posted in our local group, and take it away, Pete.
Yeah. So it says rider at Alpine Walmart with a toddler with no car seat. Heads up. And then it's kind of funny because actually the guy who replied to it, I know is a buddy of mine. We used to work together. And so I had to message him because he replied back, learned my lesson on that, invested in a car seat. And so I sent him a message like, no. You don't want to do that, man.
What was What was his response?
He was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, you want to have as little liability on you as possible. You want it all to be either on, Uber or Lyft or on the parents. You start providing car seats and then, you're on the line because you provided it if it fails.
Yeah.
Which, like you've said before, you're on the line anyways because it's going to happen.
Yeah, I talked to, when we had Legal Rideshare as a sponsor for a while, I kind of sent Bryant from Legal Rideshare a couple emails. Or actually, I think we talked about it when we were recording those sessions, but he said you're going to be sued anyways. He's like, he's like, I don't see a huge problem with having a car seat. But again, why open yourself up to liability? And then you're kind of supporting the problem a little bit. Honestly, you're kind of be like, oh, it's okay. You don't need to bring a car seat.
Think about it this way. If the only reason why you shouldn't provide a car seat is this, because I'm not going to provide a car seat. So if you bring somebody down to Walmart with your car seat, which is great if that's what you want to do, they're going to get stuck there possibly because other drivers aren't going to have a car seat.
Wait a minute, Pete. You're not going to wait for them while they shop in Walmart? I mean,
5 and drive, baby. 5 and drive.
What kind of driver are you?
What a
Pete?
dick.
I mean, maybe now.
Actually, I'll tell you what. This is the honest to God truth. I picked up a guy, and I've picked him up a couple of times before, but I picked him up Sunday afternoon, and I drove him to the Family Dollar on Michigan and Fuller, or Dollar General, whatever it is. And I waited there 11 minutes while he went inside and shopped, because I had waited 35 minutes for a ride before I got home. So I said, you know what? This is money I'm getting paid right now. So
what you're saying is the rideshare
it's
community's
bad.
got you by the balls.
yeah.
Did he
So
at least tip you?
I'm gonna head over to Walmart and pick up this rider, this toddler with no car seat, because I gotta make. Daddy's got some bills to pay.
I mean,
Don't forget the blunt in his mouth.
oh yeah, the blunt.
Yeah.
Somebody in that other post or made a comment said, "Yeah, I just got tipped with crack rocks recently." I'm like, okay, I don't know how that has to do with babies, but I did chuckle. I thought it was funny. All right, so here's the next one that's kind of, not coronavirus rated. Sam had shared this or assigned to it, but Sam, are you up to date on stuff, or do you need me to go ahead?
Yep, I'm good. All right. So there's a meme somebody posted that says,
What was that?
What the fuck, Jesper?
I was like, what?
You made me go to this. I was like, what is going on?
okay, so what it says is the last driver let us have 30 people in the car. And the response is, cool, call them then. Which, yes, 100%.
I mean,
every weekend people say, well, the last person let us. I don't care. Nobody here cares.
I mean, it kind of goes the same lines with car seats,
Mm-hmm.
I've been lucky though. The last week I drove in the mornings, people were hauling their big ass car seats out with their kid in them, and I'm like, I'm liking this. I've seen more with car seats than without. I mean, I don't know about you, Pete, lately. I mean, just maybe in the last couple months. I don't know.
It's Pete. Of course he had him.
Yeah, I'm like, no, man. No, all kinds of no car seats and minors. I don't know. Lyft and Uber don't like me, apparently.
I think it's that pink shirt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So this next one is great. Where is it?
It's a feel good story.
It is
Yeah.
about the bird.
Yeah, the driver.
Oh.
took it.
I was just making sure we were talking about the same thing. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, not the bird being hurt, but the driver taking
Right.
it.
So I don't know where I found this, somewhere online, but it said no advice needed. Just wanted to share what likely will be the weirdest Uber passenger I will ever have. Lady found an injured buzzard, but couldn't find a wildlife rescue that could pick it up in a timely manner. So we're on our way to the wildlife hospital. Definitely has a broken wing. No risk of trying to fly out. Okay. I mean,
No, sorry.
don't we have enough buzzards in the world? I mean,
Yeah,
Also,
but at least they can put it down.
that is true. I have a boot for that.
Shovel.
if you don't get put down first on the way to drop it off, these buzzards are mean. Start
Sorry,
poking your
Jesper.
eyes
Jesper
out.
and I stepped on each other's joke. I said I had a boot, and Jesper said he had a shovel.
You're terrible people.
It's a buzzard.
Gonna have PETA come chasing after you guys.
I'm sorry. Oh, I think I hurt my chest laughing and coughing at the same time.
Oh,
nice.
maybe you got it.
Yeah. Be careful of that COVID.
Oh, man. No, that is true. I mean, it is a feel-good story. It's nice. I've read other stories about, wasn't it? Didn't we talk about a drunk guy calling for like a baby deer or something? Or drunk guy called an Uber for an injured something. I don't remember what it was. Anyone?
I don't remember that.
Crickets. But no, I would definitely not take a buzzard. But it's nice that did. I don't know. Would you do it, Sam? Of course you would. You're an animal lover. I mean, I'd take
Shoot it for free.
She'd do it for free.
No.
She'd
I
return.
would do it for like a kitten or a puppy or like, I don't know about a buzzard though, man.
You do it for something cute.
Not even necessarily cute, just not something that's gonna like
Peck your brain
my
out.
brains out while I'm trying to drive.
Yeah, they've been known if you have a slow heartbeat to go for your. Yeah, they been known if you have a slow heartbeat to go for your jugular. So.
Yeah. See.
Oh, where are we at here? I think we're already done with our. Oh no, we got one article. I think.
One more.
My brother says, "Have you seen my dog?" Referring to me, my dog.
Your dog with the tooth that doesn't stay inside his mouth or her mouth. It's a girl, right?
Yeah, where is your dog?
I got the door shut.
I definitely think it'd be cool that I would love to have my new little puppy on, but man, he's a hyper. He would be
crazy.
Yeah, he'd be chewing. Yeah, he'd be chewing cords. We'd go offline. Yeah. So, all right, Jesper.
Crazy. So this is the next one is the story of Uber drivers that are losing their jobs over fake DUI complaints. I think we've had a couple of stories locally. They haven't actually been banned like forever, but we've had a couple of.
That happened to Chris, right?
Temporary bans because of forgery reports, and basically it's the story of Shannon Powell, who in early February he was driving for Uber in Baltimore, and as he had been for the last 3.5 years, and he was working in the afternoon, picking up and dropping off passengers. He's sipping on Coca-Cola, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, around 5 p.m., all of a sudden he got a ping from Uber and everything changed. His app had been shut off because basically somebody had reported him for may have been driving under the influence while using the app. And so that's the thing, right? That's a real thing. More and more passengers are using that as a way to getting out of paying for the ride, not realizing the effect that it has for the driver. And I mean, I have had people in my car talking about friends that have done that, and I've had people doing other kinds of things, not doing that, but had people who will just do the 1-star, and I have absolutely done nothing, but they will do the 1-star to report it to Uber to just get them to refund the money.
You know what Uber told me?
What?
Uber. It might have been Lyft. Actually, I think it was Lyft because I don't like Lyft. They told me that they don't give out free rides because of 1-stars.
No.
I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
so just real quick. So the story goes on. There's a lot of talk back and forth and all that stuff. And what Shannon does, which actually I think is pretty interesting and probably a good idea, is he immediately goes down to the hospital and has a test made. That's so funny.
But Jason's face.
What was I making a face?
Very super focused on what you were doing.
Sorry, I'm looking at a pinned someone pinned the comment that New Zealand is east of Indonesia, and I'm trying to figure out how to unpin it. That's why my face was like.
Anyways, two things. So Shannon went down to the hospital, and he had made a test, and basically was able to prove within 24 hours that there was no way he was drunk. He didn't have anything, no alcohol in his blood. And Uber didn't care at all about that. But then what Uber is saying and what they have said in the past is other drivers have been able to use their rideshare, their dash cam footage to, in some cases, prove that the passengers was talking about using and doing that and that kind of stuff, and was able to turn around because of that. So that brings me back to what we always say is do not drive without you have your dash cam footage, right? And make sure you have a card, memory card in there that's big enough to be able to at least store 24 hours worth of footage, because you just never know.
Yeah, but I feel like if it's your first time, it's a 48-hour ban. By the time you go through all that, it's gonna take a week to do all that. So you'll be back driving again. I think it plays a factor when it's your second one. That maybe then they're like, yeah, we're deactivating you.
But see, in this article, there was no talk about it being a second one. Uber did say that there had been other reports about Shannon, but not necessarily DUI reports, but there was other reports. That just sounds like that's just a cop out, like that them looking for a reason to stand by the decision. I mean, who knows? Right?
I do feel bad for drivers that legitimate aren't drinking, because there probably are that actually are drinking, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But that actually, go ahead, Pete.
I actually had it's not really a buddy, but an acquaintance of mine who drove Uber. You might remember this. It happened last summer, and he's got
talk to Ben about that.
Asperger's.
Oh, okay.
And his passenger reported him as driving drunk because he has, a little bit of difficulty speaking.
Sure.
And they terminated his account. He tried to fight it, and they wouldn't reactivate him.
Just for one report?
Yep. I don't know if it happened before or not, but
yeah, I mean, Uber does not care about you. They are not loyal. They don't care how many rides you have. They don't care about your ratings. They care about the customer. So
they care about me, though.
Why? Because you're Diamond Bitch? Are you still Diamond Bitch?
Yeah. Somehow.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on to my 85% acceptance because the damn sound doesn't work.
Oh, come on. It's a technology company, not a transportation company.
Right?
Why can't you get your shit together?
Larry and I were going at it the other day, just back and forth, complaining about Uber, the technology company.
Right.
Broken ass app.
I mean, that kind of, leads us into our tip time. Well, originally my tip was going to be, don't cough with the packs in the car.
Yeah.
But that's just
seriously.
That's just humorous. But a real tip, honestly, is to diversify. And we've talked about this before. Have rideshare, have food delivery, have grocery delivery. Amazon's got some work here and there. There's definitely a ton of things that you can do in the meantime. And it's just, you never know. I mean, this is pretty extreme. Obviously it's never happened in my lifetime, so no one can really predict that, but definitely diversify yourself. So
there's no such thing as too many. I mean, I've got several.
Yes.
Uber Eats, Lyft, Instacart, DoorDash, and still having a hard time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, you got to stop dropping the eggs, Pete. I mean, that's going to fuck you every time. All right, we're going to...
You still on Joy Run, Pete?
All right, we're going to jump into Facebook shenanigans, this is kind of this funny stories. I've been waiting for this one for about 2 weeks, because I think this one came out like the day after like 2 weeks ago when we streamed. But go ahead, Sam.
Actually, I was going to ask you. I don't know what my sound quality is like. So
not great. All right, I'll read it.
Ahead.
Rideshare companies Uber and Lyft stunned the travel community today when they announced plans to merge into the world's largest rideshare platform in the third quarter of 2020. The new company will be called Lube. The company's corporate headquarters will be based out of Uber's current campus in San Francisco, California, due to the overwhelming acceptance of Lube in the Bay Area. CEO Dara, I'm not reading his last name, released a statement saying Lube is the most effective way to insert ourselves into your marketplace. Our customers and driver partners should notice absolutely no discomfort while using Lube. We have already started to change how the platform operates and are implementing further changes to make riding more cost-effective for the average consumer while teaching drivers how to operate their vehicles on a minimalist budget. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Obscene profits for officers and shareholders will not be affected. While some drivers have complained of discomfort, we found that they do not even notice after the new application of Lube. I can't even say that word. Regulatory officials have said their hands are tied on how much lube is applied to the current driver pool or marketplace, and we'll have to wait and see if the insertion with lube will have any ripple effects in the market going forward. So there you go, the new company. I feel like they should have called it Luber. I mean, doesn't it sound a little better, Luber, instead of...
No.
No?
Nope, I like lube just how it is.
I bet you do.
I think on top of this being so funny is that there was actually people in the Facebook group asking if this is really happening.
It's a real thing.
Well,
so even I put a comment out that somebody's going to believe this is real, and then Jamie Lynn didn't believe me, and then like the next comment, someone's like, "Wait a minute, this is a real thing."
Well, I think people were the victim of, and I do it too. You scan the headline, you kind of scan the article real quick, and then you're like, "Oh God, this is disgusting." Why? And then you really read it. But you heard me read it. Some of it did sound legit, and then you're like, sliding it in. Maybe he didn't say that.
They did a great job.
Yeah, whoever did that is great.
I wish they would have made a logo. That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, go to Cavanna. You could have had this big thing. Maybe we should change our podcast to Lube. GR Rideshare Adventure Lube. Luber. Okay. Jason's face. So, hello. Oh, sorry. I got a Pax that was naked this morning at 4 a.m. I screenshotted his message. I also took a picture of him nude outside. I bet you did. Seems like he just wants female drivers, maybe. I know his address, and he was and filing a police report, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to read the rest of that. But on the pickup note, it says, I'm an exhibitionist, must be okay with nude transport. I mean, what would you do? I mean, I think clearly she pulled up just to get a picture, but I think that's hilarious. Or maybe she didn't
I'll tell you what I would do.
What's that?
I would look at that, sign off, and go back to Walmart and pick up the kid with no car seat.
And the crack rocks and the blunt.
And the crack rocks and the blunt.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next up is our last Corona. It's going to be Mr. Jesper. And, again, we are joking. I mean, we kind of are, but I mean, we're trying to have a little humor with it too. So as it's got a little bit more serious, but go ahead, Jesper.
So if you ever use the bathroom at the Speedway at Fuller, Michigan, I'm pretty sure you're immune from the coronavirus. And it is pretty nasty. Oh, you have? But have you used it in the last 30 days? That's the problem.
No.
I tell you what, I used to go to Speedway to get my gas because I was adding up those Speedway points.
Yep.
And I went to Shell one time just out of a whim and went into the bathroom there and stopped going to Speedway.
Went back.
Never went back.
Never went back, yeah.
Yeah, Pete, when you started talking about Johnny's, or either you or Gabe, I started going there too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these bathrooms, I mean, they're not immaculate, but I mean, the Speedway regularly had shit in the walls.
Yeah.
Well, there's no cameras, and they're, nicely lit.
There's no cameras?
No.
There's cameras in the Speedway bathroom?
How do you know? How do you know there's not?
Well, I took mine out, so...
Oh. I was using the Circle K one for a little bit. That was nasty too.
Yeah, they got good gas, but gross.
I would never do anything in a Circle K.
Anything?
Well, that's good to know.
I won't even go in there.
Hey-o!
Yeah, I think Johnny's does an amazing. What about your area where you drive? Johnny's here in Grand Rapids has really stepped up and made a nice environment. I wish some of them had like a little seating area. That would be just great, just to kind of chill out a little bit. I know they don't want loitering, but I think people would spend more money if you could take a little break in there and sit down.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, it's nice when you go by Johnny's, particularly the one on Michigan Street at night. There's often a police officer there.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of hang out there, and so it's good to know too that if you need it, you can get one there.
Yeah, for sure. Especially on the overnights. Obviously, they must give them free soda or whatever. But it's amazing how two companies, Speedway and Shell, they're literally across the street from each other, and one is like a war zone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's disgusting. So
I heard that they're rebuilding that speedway, though. Is there any truth to that? I'm not sure.
Couldn't tell you. I haven't walked in the building in months.
I mean, they could burn it down. It might be better. At least it'd kill all the crabs. All right, Pete, you're up.
Push your button.
So this next one is we had a picture similar to this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But this one says this effing Lyft driver has a whole ass Sega Genesis in the back. What the F? And
I mean,
a picture of like a.
We're explicit now, Pete.
Oh,
you can just say
okay.
fuck.
But yeah, it's a picture of a Sega Genesis. It looks like it's probably an emulator again. But yeah,
don't use big words.
Sega Genesis set up in the back for them to play, and little sign with directions.
You know, I've actually thought about hooking one of those up to my car. There's I have a screen and
for all your comfort rides.
Yeah, exactly. My comfort rides, yeah, and I have an HDMI in the side as well. So yeah, it would be pretty easy to do it.
Yeah, you keep talking about it, but you never do it.
Yeah. You know, it's only a 9-inch monitor, so
I don't know. I take 9 inches all day long.
Are you using your lube then?
So would my wife. Oh shit. Well, before we wrap up, what are you guys' thoughts on all this? Do you think it's going to be done in 3 weeks? Do you think we're going to be back driving?
Nope.
No?
I don't think so. No.
What about you, Pete?
No.
Sorry, I was looking at Twitch.
Oh, I'm just wondering, you think this is going to be all wrapped up in 3 weeks, or do you think we're...
I hope so.
Man, I hope so too. I'm so fortunate that my job, I don't really deal with the public, so I'm back to work and it shouldn't affect me.
I only have 1 more month of work, so I'm hoping that it's done in a month, but we'll see.
Well, technically, you only got 2 more weeks because you got on vacation for the next 2 weeks.
Well, she still got to work.
She works from home.
Yeah.
Before we check out,
I'll still be working.
Just want to talk about the Patreon. What? What are we talking about?
I said work.
Oh, in quotes?
Yeah.
I was waiting for, I thought you put like one of your little faces up. Just check out patreon.com/grrideshare. You can sign up to get exclusive content like before the show or after the show. And we also do a gig economy podcast. Probably it's not going to happen this month, just with everything going on in Sam's Ghetto AT&T Internet. And then if you sign up for the $10, you do get a GR Rideshare Adventures hat. And I do owe Justin and Gabe, just haven't connected with them. But go to patreon.com/GRRideshare if you want to support us. Definitely got some costs involved with all this stuff. I mean, this doesn't happen just like for nothing. So, anyone got any closing thoughts as we kind of head out of here?
No.
Oops, wrong
Good
one.
luck. Make some money.
Yeah,
Be safe, or be careful at least.
Yes, stay safe out there. That's true. And if you have to be out, make sure you wash your hands and use all the sanitizer.
And don't go in Pete's car because if you ask for sanitizer, he's going to tell you to get bent.
I got orange wipes, but no sanitizer.
Orange wipes, really? Okay. All right, guys. Hope the tech stuff wasn't too bad for you tonight. We really appreciate you guys still chiming in, and maybe we'll be back April 1st with the regular podcast, but we might be still stuck in here again. So thanks again for all your support. We super appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good night.